Let's take a look at every Premier League club and the last time they had a 20 goal a season player. In all competitions as well, otherwise you'd be going back to the goddamn Stone Age for some teams. Arsenal 18-19, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. Most Arsenal fans pretty much wish Alexis Sanchez would get hit by a bus nowadays. To be honest, it's not like it would make him play any worse, but it wasn't too long ago this fella was battering home 30 goals in one season for the club, which seems mental considering he's managed 5 in 41 games for Man United. But Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang goes over 20 this season, having scored 22 in all competitions. Still missed that penalty though. Bournemouth 14-15, Callum Wilson. I have a feeling Callum Wilson is a man who will look back on in a few years and say, remember when he once scored for England and nearly signed for Chelsea for £50 million? How insane was that? Christ above, deciding to pay £50 million alone for a 27-year-old Wilson is reason enough to enforce a transfer ban for the good of the game. It's essentially like taking a credit card away from that hyperactive 14-year-old after she spent £7 of daddy's money on shoes. I mean, don't get me wrong, Wilson is decent, but no more than that. Anyway, he scored 23 goals in 50 games for Bournemouth when they romped to the 14-15 championship title. Brighton 16-17, Glenn Murray. Not the first time Glenn Murray's going to feature here, smashing home 23 goals for Brighton 2 years ago as they were promoted. 2 years earlier, their top scorer was Lewis Dunk with 7. Burnley 15-16, Andre Gray. Again, we're going to dip into the championship for this one. I can only assume your one-off Little Mix is with this man for his personality, because Christ above, this fella sure isn't going to be getting a big move to Barcelona anytime soon. Andre Gray, the man with 12 goals in 57 games for Watford, and who was no doubt banned from LGBT events nationwide, scored 23 goals for Burnley during the 15-16 championship season. Cardiff City 10-11, Jay Bothroyd. Yep, there was once a time when Jay Bothroyd was once a 20 goal a season striker, not some lad floundering off the east coast of Japan, advertising himself as a former England striker. Lad, that's like someone who works down the local kids go-karting putting F1 rally driver on his goddamn Tinder profile. But yes, Bothroyd netted 20 in 41 games during the 10-11 season, tricking Fabio Capello into giving him a call-up and becoming the first Football League player to represent England since David Nugent. Maybe that's why they've stopped picking Football League players ever since. Chelsea 16-17, Diego Costa. It's not often Chelsea find a striker that's prolific in front of goal. For Christ's sake, most of their forwards over the last 20 years have turned to complete mush once they step foot inside the threshold of Stamford Bridge. It was left for the likes of Lampard and Hazard to finish top scorer half the time. And even Didier Drogba only scored 20 plus goals in 2 of his 9 seasons at the club. So it's a shame they were forced to sell Costa. In 3 seasons, he had 2 20-goal campaigns, with the last coming during the 16-17 one, when he smacked home 22 and won the league. Crystal Palace 12-13, Glenn Murray. Crystal Palace don't really do good strikers, do they? Which is why they're probably going to be clawing onto Michy Batshuayi's heels when he gets inevitably dragged back to Stamford Bridge in the summer. Glenn Murray was their last 20 goal a season man, netting 31 in 45 games as they were promoted during the 12-13 season. Why did they ever get rid of him? Seriously. Everton 16-17, Romelu Lukaku. Again, Everton also seemed cursed with centre forwards for years. Before Romelu Lukaku, their last 20 goal a season man was Yakubu in 2008. And before him, you're going back to Peter Beardsley in 1992. Anyway, Lukaku hit 3 20-goal seasons in a row, with the last coming during the 16-17 campaign, firing home 26 as they finished 7th. Fulham 15-16, Ross McCormack. Yes, Ross McCormack might be a fat 32-year-old with an Aussie tan and struggling to get off the Motherwell bench. Mind you, that lad struggles with hopping over 1 metre gates, but on his day, he was a damn good championship striker. He scored 23 in 49 games for Fulham during the 15-16 season before earning a big money move to Aston Villa. 3 goals followed. 3. Huddersfield Town 11-12, Jordan Rhodes. You won't find a better season in this list than what Jordan Rhodes had during the 11-12 campaign in League One. 45 games, 40 goals. That is Cristiano Ronaldo, Lionel Messi stats. Then again, they're producing that against the world's best defenders, whereas Rhodes was coming up against overweight plumbers from Leyton Orient. They were promoted through the playoffs, by the way, and he was sold to Blackburn within months. Leicester City 17-18, Jamie Vardy. For a man who looked out of his depth in the championship at one point, for Jamie Vardy to have scored over 100 goals for Leicester is something else. Last season he bagged 23 as a 31-year-old whose game apparently relied on pace. Liverpool 18-19, Mohamed Salah. Right, the last time Liverpool had a 20 goal a season man, well, right now, Mohamed Salah just took his tally to 20 in 39 games. He probably won't beat last season's tally of 44, but what a player. Sadio Mane also has the same number this season in 1 less game. Man City 18-19, Sergio Aguero. Never mind 20 goals, Sergio Aguero usually gets 30 plus a season. I mean, we're in mid-March and the man already has 28. That is insane. Man United 17-18, Romelu Lukaku. The way people talk about Romelu Lukaku, you'd swear he was the second coming of Leon Best. Lads, he's on course for his 5th 20 goal season in a row and his 7th above 15. And he's not even turned 26 yet. People say he had a poor debut season at Old Trafford. I mean, he still scored 27 goals. Newcastle 16-17, Dwight Gale. Thank God for Dwight Gale, because if it wasn't for him, Newcastle's last 20 goal a season striker would be the lad who's been stuck in an armchair on BBC for the last 12 years. 28 goals Alan Shearer scored during the 03-04 season, and the club have clearly not replaced him. I mean, how can you? But yeah, Dwight Gale scored 23 during the 16-17 championship season, fooling everyone into thinking he'd start scoring for fun in the Premier League. He didn't. Southampton 11-12, Ricky Lambert. You have to go back to the last time Southampton won the championship for this one. Ricky Lambert bagged 31 goals in 38 games during the 11-12 season as the Saints went up. If someone told the then 30-year-old with a belly straight out of League One that he'd be signing for boyhood Liverpool within 3 years, he'd have laughed in your face. Tottenham 18-19, Harry Kane. Yeah, Harry Kane already has 24 goals this season. The 5th 20-goal campaign of his career. And here was me thinking he was the next David Nugent. Watford 14-15, Troy Deeney. Back to the 14-15 season for this one. Troy Deeney battering home 21 goals in 43 games as Watford were promoted. West Ham 0-4-5, Marlon Harewood. Oh, this is just painful. The last man to hit 20 goals in a single season for West Ham was that fellow who started out as a right back for Nottingham Forest and finished up in Nuneaton Town, none other than Marlon Harewood. Nobody has managed to match the 22 goals he fired home in 54 championship games as the Hammers were promoted during the 0-4-5 campaign. Nobody has even come close. I mean, Kevin Nolan once finished up top scorer with 7 for Christ's sake. Wolves 08-09, Sylvia Banks Blake. Remember Sylvia Banks Blake? I mean, of course you do. Terrific player. Remember the 25 goals he battered home as Wolves romped to the championship title during the 08-09 season? Remember the 2 goals he scored the following season as he struggled to even control a football?